Hey, welcome back to Growing Roots. I'm Angela. This is baby Emmett. And today we're going to talk a little bit about what kind of soil you need in your raised garden beds, okay? So let's just go ahead and dive right in. This is one of our raised garden beds. We just pulled out some potatoes and we have some dying sweet peas over in the corner, but I want to sit down and show you. He's ready for a nap, so we'll see how good of a video we can make for you. But I want to talk about soil for your raised garden beds. As you can see behind me, I have some above ground, slightly raised garden beds. There's probably about 3 inches of soil in those. And I did that so that I didn't have to do as much watering. I wanted to use a little bit of what the earth has available for my plants to cut back on our water bill. But behind me here, we also have 2 about 3 foot high raised garden beds, maybe 2.5 feet. And we filled them through, trying to keep him in the shade. We filled them through the use of a gardening method called hugelkultur. And since they're higher raised beds, we didn't want to fill in with a ton of soil because that would be really expensive. And we actually have kind of crummy soil around here. It's very heavy in clay. And so I have to amend everything that we have. I can't just dig in the ground and plant and pray. So what I did with these garden beds, when we made them, I did hugelkultur, which it's German for like, I don't know. I'm not even gonna make it up for you. What we did is we put a bunch of yard debris. So all the sticks that the kids could pick up. We had a couple big logs. We had some mulched up leaves. And basically any kind of organic matter that we could get our hands on in the fall, and we threw them at the bottom. I'd say about 2/3 of the way through. We had it filled up with organic matter, and then we added our dirt, and we just used yard dirt, and then I amended it with peat moss, cocoa coir, and worm compost, worm castings, and I'm sure there was some other things. Basically, whatever I had on hand, whatever I could put down in the garden to help make that soil. Let's sit down and show you. It's very loose, so it breathes really well, but it didn't cost an arm and a leg, and I think that's the most important part. We worked with what we had, and we amended it so that we could get a good crop. And this is we've had a couple years in it now. And I think that's going to be the end of this video. Hey, so if you're a parent, give me a shout out below, because it is hard to get anything done these days with a 6-month-old who needs a snack break, which seems like every 10 minutes. But I thought we would continue this video up here and give you a little extra sneak peek into life as a gardening mom. So as I was saying, the soil, basically you're going to have to amend it however it works best for you based on the type of soil that you have access to. If you can go out and buy raised bed potting mix and you can afford that to fill your beds, that's fantastic. There's no shame on any type of way that you decide to do it, whether you're thrifty or if you go for easy potted or bagged convenience. Whatever works for you is the best way. And then as far as mulching goes, last year I mulched in the garden because I just wanted to give it a try. We ended up having some extra, Steve, he's digging in the beds. Steve, we had some extra straw, some hay bales, I think, from Halloween or from the fall, I guess. And so we just used that in the garden, and I mulched that around the plants. And I didn't have any disease or pest issues. This year, actually, most of that mulch got mixed in and decomposed over the winter. It helped keep out any of the weeds that were going to grow through the growing season and through winter. So, and then it added, when it decomposed, it added additional nutrients back into the soil. We also had wood chips that I had used in one of the flower beds, and they decomposed completely throughout the winter, which is fantastic. With the using hugelkultur, everything that decomposed actually lowered the soil level in the tall raised garden beds. And so this year I had planned on adding some more natural compost and some other things that I had in the yard, but I didn't get to it because I had a baby and everything just kind of was rushed. But next year I'll be adding a little bit more soil to the raised garden beds to elevate that level again. And it's good to keep your soil amended and keep the nutrients in there anyways. So other types of mulch that we use, we have a special fancy, my husband has a lawn mowing business, and so he has a bunch of like finely chopped up leaf mulch, I guess, and so I have him save that when he bags it, and we use that in the garden. I use that in the layer for hugelkultur, but I also use that on the top as a different type of mulch. And we'll have a different video totally about mulch and mulching your garden, because there's a ton of different ways you can do it that are really aesthetically pleasing, but keep out the weeds, and also some really great thrifty options. So I think that about covers it for the soil in our raised garden bed. I'm going to finish this snack here with this little boy, and hopefully we can get back out in the garden and make a couple other videos for you guys today. I have so much I want to share, but this year has just not been our year. Sometimes priorities shift, and when I'm out making, out gardening, trying to provide for my family, sometimes I just don't have that luxury of sitting down with the camera to be able to talk with you. But if you have questions, I do my best to stay on top of them, so drop them in the comments. Give me some encouragement if you're a gardening parent and you know how stressful it can be sometimes. But whatever you do, keep growing. Have a great rest of the day, and we will see you soon in the next video.